Dear listener, welcome to the first episode. This is like the introduction episode to how to market your co-working space a simple way.
This podcast is brought to you by Cowork.tools. Super simple onboarding for new members to your workspace. Cowork Tools sorts out your GDPR, your AML, and your KYC. There's even a collaborative payment platform. Of course, I know what all of that means. So stop messing around with your onboarding and get back to building your co-working community. Head to Cowork.tools to get started. Bye!
This is a series of podcasts which are mainly to answer the questions I get asked all the time in marketing in general and in particularly marketing co-working spaces. I've been in and around co-working in London for since 2010 when the Innovation Warehouse opened. And I've always found that content marketing, being very careful how we use social media and email marketing are really, really important. And also the agony and pain it takes to put a website together. So I've got a group of friends in London, to many of them more specific and knowledgeable than me in this particular area, to answer questions and just chat around the subject. So there's Debbie, who talks around the big 5 content pieces around how to market how to decide what to put on your marketing blog and how to communicate that. There's Phil Shumshaw, who is really, really good at LinkedIn marketing. He ran agencies and a lot of tech brands you'll know he's helped market over the years. There's Miss Instaboss, who talks about Instagram. And there is Sonia, who talks about inclusive marketing, how we represent the characters and people in our co-working spaces so as to not accidentally leave people out. And these are questions I have about my own work on BernieJMitchell.com, on our Velvet platform, on our PayPugs website, on the Cowork Tools website, and also all the assembly projects that if you've arrived this far, you probably know us for, and how we communicate things like meetups in London and European Freelancers Week. So communication is a never-ending journey. Like my friend John Boskell says, that marketing is a commitment, not a campaign. And too many people I meet are looking for the flash in the pan thing, the thing of the moment. They chop and change every 10 seconds. A new app opens up, they do that. They read a new book, they do that, and they abandon something. And I know a few people who, and you probably know them too, in marketing and in business, who just do the same thing all the time. And they've managed to build up that digital footprint, and they've managed to develop a sales funnel. This podcast was recorded in 2020 and what we found in the London co-working industry and in co-working in general and in businesses in general, that people who have kept and maintained and nurtured and been respectful of their email list were able to do things, and the people with no email list were like really in the shit. So if you one of the most important things you can do is build an email list, and it's never too late to build an email list, because when social media platforms come and go, and email is always the thing that works the best. We all have an email address. So we will do this season, which is, I think it's about 12 or 14 episodes. And then the next season we're working on already, which is about words. Words are what have people buy things. They're how we communicate, whether we're reading them, writing them, or speaking them, and how we put those words together, how we have a central idea around our communication, how we, what do we use, like Evernote, Google Docs, Microsoft Word. Mine's gone blank on all the things available, but we'll be talking about workflow, how we put ideas into motion, how we do email marketing, how we do email marketing, how we do blogging, and how we write social media content. That will be the next season. But for now, getting here, you can these will go out twice a week on my website at BernieJMitchell.com. And there's a link in the show notes to the Soundwise app where you can get all the episodes in one hit, and you can ask questions in the Soundwise app as well. And that's where there's a more deeper connection. So I'm not out to build the biggest community in the world, but if you want to join that little community there and respond to one-to-one with me on questions around the podcast and ask marketing questions that will help sort out the future episodes and stuff like that, you're really, really welcome. And last of all, if you are running a co-working space anywhere in the world, there's a whole community of us, and you'll know it in London and Europe as the UK Co-working Assembly or the European Co-working Assembly, or in London, the London Co-working Assembly. We're all the same family. And we run events every month. We have the Inclusion and Diversity Project that we run every month with Ashley and Tash and Ivana. That's a global conversation around raising anti-racism and inclusion, diversity, and accessibility in the co-working industry. We do monthly events online in London, and we also have a series of meetups around podcasting and blogging and content marketing that are free to come to, and great to connect with other human beings. So, last of all, anything you need to know, any questions you have or suggestions, you can shoot me an email at bernie@berniejmitchell.com. I reply to all of those personally. I'm really bad at email, but that is the best way to get hold of me. And I really appreciate you taking the time to listen today, walk around, take action. If some of my best ideas and actions have come from listening to audiobooks and listening to podcasts and connecting with people. And I hope you do the same. So thanks again for your time today. Enjoy, and on with the show. Thank you very much for your time today. As a co-working space owner or manager, you may never know where to start with your marketing, even if you know exactly what needs to be done. Are you always stopping and starting communication for your co-working space? Get distracted by shiny things and new fads? Do you blog once a year and not even know why you're blogging? If you're like me, you've read hundreds of books on business and marketing, but still get stuck in action. How often have you done the same thing 12 weeks in a row? Head to berniejmitchell.com and hit the green book a call button to spend a few hours with me to nail a simple 90-day marketing plan you will actually execute on. We'll work out a 12-week plan of content, emails, and other actions to build your sales funnel. I'm 100% confident I can help you. So confident, in fact, I'll give you your money back right on the spot at the end of our call if you don't find our time together useful. In the last decade, I've helped hundreds of people get clear on where to go next, what tools to use, and how to stay consistent with their marketing. Head to berniejmitchell.com and book a call today.